let's not do that math. Let's just pretend we'll be young forever, Olivia.
You're right. You're right.
But not as young as Hannah. Let's get over to meteorologist Hannah Gard. She's got your Weather Authority forecast.
Well, thanks, guys. You're not old. It's all good. Here's the satellite radar. We're seeing this boundary that's sitting offshore when we have this little low pressure system that's actually bringing a nice little northerly flow in our area. You can see all the storms on the eastern side of it and that moisture. We're still going to see some moisture as we go into the afternoon, but we saw a slight drop in the dew points from yesterday, so it's making for a slightly better feel. I mean, this is marginal, a couple degrees with the dew point, but we're not to the triple digits on the feels like temperatures with the combination of clouds from the coastal showers and the slightly lower dew points. It's 95 feels like temperature right now at New Orleans International, feels like 92 in Galliano, and then we're seeing mid 80s on the North Shore. Bogalusa a little bit higher, 93 for the feels like temperature, but the megameter will climb upwards once we get to Wednesday, Thursday. We're back to the mid 70s for our dew points. We are still going to see some rain climbing inland. A lot of the storms start off coastal in the afternoon and then climb to the north. It looks like we'll see some storms popping up near southern Mississippi and the North Shore and then riding that outflow boundary. And it's really rinse and repeat every day after this. We see the same thing on Tuesday, getting some storms popping up, and then they ride the outflow boundaries outward. Again, rinse and repeat on Wednesday. This is the summertime pattern. We get kind of the same thing every day. Some showers, storms early, and then riding the outflow boundaries into the afternoon and the evening. Because it looks like the same thing every day, we're just rubber stamping the forecast here. 40% every day, 92 degrees every single day through the whole week. The thing that we're seeing changing as we're heading deeper into August is the tropics. It's actually woken up. We have Tropical Storm Dexter out here off the East Coast. This is a fish storm. It's going to head out into the northern Atlantic. We have this area in yellow off the East Coast. We'll see a wave moving into that region over the next 7 days. That could have tropical formation, low chance right now. And then we have a wave heading off the coast of Africa into this area in the Atlantic where we could see tropical development there. That has a medium chance of tropical development. So we'll start with Dexter. We have a lot of that thunderstorm activity, but if you look at visible, this is very lopsided. Here's the center of Dexter. You can actually see right there, which means that there's wind shear pushing all of those thunderstorms over to the eastern side and drier air coming in on the western side. When you can see the center, that means that it's kind of being blown apart. There's a very small window of this continuing to stay tropical once it gets way up there in the northern Atlantic. Then we have some waves coming off the coast of Africa here. Now, not really seeing anything robust. You can see it actually looks like a stronger wave that's inland, but this is the area that we're watching that as it moves to the west, so that plume of moisture around this area of high pressure, we could see very slow tropical development. You can see it kind of getting that wave form, and then we'll have to watch it from here. This is really far out, 7 days. Will we see something form? How early does it form? Because if we see something form a little bit earlier, it'll try to steer around this high. If it's weaker and just a plume of moisture, it'll get farther to the west. So there's still a lot of question marks there, but we will obviously continue to monitor this as we're heading deeper into August. Next name on the list is Aaron, and then after that we have Fernand. As we're heading into August, we are going to get closer to the peak of hurricane season over the next 2 or so weeks. Once we get to August 15th, that's when the peak starts, and we really should see that activity ramping up. And that area that we're watching, that wave moving across the main development region and off the East Coast, these are all areas that we have to start keeping our eye on in August, and that's where the most likely tropical development starts to happen. That 7-day forecast, really the same thing every day. Luckily, we're not watching anything for the Gulf tropics wise. We're just going to keep that summertime forecast around, really no change as we're heading into the coming weekend. Just got to have the weather app handy so you can see the current radar. Grab the umbrella as you're headed out the door. Back to you.
All right, thanks, Hannah.